America, the richest nation in the world, has Americans throwing stuff overboard, selling off things to try to keep up with inflation. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It is very important to stay close to the channel in these very, very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you. And give it to you straight. And friends, we're going to blow the lid off another temperature check of the U.S. economy, the U.S. housing market. And as we look between the lines and read between the cracks and examine the health of everything we can right now to get a good boots on the ground, front lines report, temperature check of the waters we're now swimming in. And the realities are, friends, is this. Whew, this is insane, this stuff, right? Mainstream media is spinning stuff however they're being told to, really. Like, no free thinkers, critical thinkers. That's why channels like this, that's why we watch this stuff, right? We're like, look, show me a real person in real life that I can identify with. And I've talked to many of you, and thank you so very much for continuing to support this channel. Talking to many of you, I've jumped in the comments with you when I can. We are having a lot of fun here, and that's what ultimately what we have to do. Because if you're not having fun in this whole merry-go-round of life, I mean, what's the point? And my job is to blow the lid off the industry, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Nobody wants to be sugarcoated. I see social media too. I see these real estate professionals trying to sugarcoat this industry. My gosh, give me a break. But the realities are this, friends. Inflation is still a runaway train. What, our latest CPI reading came down a tick or two? We're so far off from the 2% inflation that we need to get at. We are just getting started. But this is the challenging part. Today, we're going to take the camera outside. We're going to look at a local flea market. I found myself driving by, and I was like, wow, we got a flea market. Let's cruise in and take a look. And I like to people watch. As a trained salesman in the psychology of sales, the psychology of people, I love to watch people. I know you guys do too. We all do. I like to watch people. So today we're going to take what I'm seeing. Let's just cut before I roll the footage. Shocking. Well, not. Yeah, it's pretty shocking. What we need to talk about today, friends, is people are like, and I've seen other channels, my friends, Dan and I allegedly, I mean, all kinds of channels like this one. Sell your stuff, trim the fat, get out of debt. I mean, people are selling off this. I just sold one of my cars, a luxury Mercedes, like, bye, gone, don't need you anymore. Let it go. The realities are this, friends. People are starting to get rid of their stuff. Discretionary spending is now the name of the game. And I was talking to one of you, a subscriber yesterday, and they were in the DC, Washington, DC area. And they're like, I'm really happy. Like, I've got a property on the market. It's investment property. It's rental. I've never lived in it. I don't really like it. And I was wondering, should I hold it? Should I sell it? You know, I'm like, well, what's going on? They're like, well, we got a full price offer for it. And I'm kind of wondering if I should hold it. Well, if there's ever a time to sell, this is probably, hey, you got a full price offer. I mean, see if you can make it stick. If not, you know, revisit it later. Trimming the fat. They're like, yeah, but I paid off my cars. I only owe a little money on this property over here. I'm like, it sounds like you're pretty financially fit. You're trimming the fat. They're not going out and getting under new debt. Are you? Of course not. But here's the problem. This is the challenge, my friends. Many people in the stimulus era drank that Kool-Aid. They went right down the hatch, and it tasted pretty good, didn't it? Oh, this free money. Well, now that free money's kind of worn off. People are selling their stuff. You're seeing it. I'm seeing it. Garage sales, flea markets. It's all coming back. In fact, let's go ahead and roll this footage. We'll keep the conversation going. Then we're going to meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. Buckle up and strap in, America. We're headed into one of our flea markets. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. We were just driving by and saw a flea market and said, hey, let's go check it out. It's like a big garage sale. Great place to people watch. Absolutely 100%. But I'll tell you one thing. My kid, he had never been to a flea market before. 18 years old, and he goes, Dad, I feel like we're in the apocalypse. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you got to get it. YouTube channel. You're right, this does kind of feel like the apocalypse. But this is what's going on, friends. Here's a place they're selling bongs and pipes and marijuana stuff. I mean, it's insane. Then you've just got people randomly selling their junk off. You've got everything in a flea market. If you've never been to a flea market, you really need to go check it out. It's one of the most entertaining places you'll ever see. It's really weird, though, when you're shopping a flea market, you're looking at other people's stuff and you can kind of feel this desperation. Like you feel guilty, like when you go and look at their stuff, but then you walk away from it. You're like, this is all junk. Like I'm not interested in any of the stuff. But it's really a way to just take a peek inside of people's lives. They're basically selling the stuff they don't need. But it's insane, especially in a city like this. This is a city of wealth. You have Oprah lives in town, the Royals live in town, and then you have this. You've got this in town. People just trying to sell off their junk to try to keep up with the cost of living. It is absolute insanity to walk through these places and just look at what Americans are doing right now in a city of wealth, of all places, to try to make it work. This is absolute insanity to me as I just check out America's flea markets. So that's what we're going to do to drive our point home today. Take a look at some of the people that are walking around the good old-fashioned flea market. And when I was a kid, I will say this, I remember the swap meet. We had a swap meet. It was actually quite a bit of fun. In fact, I think I remember maybe even heading out and selling at the swap meet before. But now people are doing it to survive. This is now survival time. People hanging on by their fingernails, and it is a weird place to shop. Like I said, if you ever get a chance and you want to know what's going on in America, visit one of our flea markets and you will find out. Now let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. Friends, welcome back. So that's what's going on at the local flea market. Yeah, it's kind of fun, right? It's kind of fun to watch people. But the realities are this, friends, like that's insanity to me. Like my heart goes out to a lot of those people there. Not all of them, because what we're seeing is a lot of just businesses targeting these flea markets and setting up shop with their little stands and pop-up tents and paraphernalia and advertising. But then you see this straight up, I'm living in my car and I'm trying to sell stuff. And you got everything in between. Everybody's on a different scale when it comes to keeping up with inflation, right? And it's just insanity to me to watch this all playing out. And you know, it's a really interesting dynamic now that we're going through. But the realities are this, friends. Inflation is squashing people. We're seeing people sell off their stuff. We're seeing flea markets become more popular. We're seeing garage sales pop up. We're seeing for sale signs now. I don't know about you guys who drive down the streets these days. Or you see, leave it in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear on this one. In the 08 bubble, when the housing market started its correction and eventual crash, it looked a lot like what I'm seeing out there now. A lot of open house signs going up, a lot of people listing, right? A lot of people coming to market, a lot of people asking me, should I sell? We just had the biggest housing boom ever artificially produced. No, not even a speck of organic growth. All FOMO driven, market manipulated through interest rates. That has stopped. It is over, kaput, gone. It's no more a question of how much over asking price should I offer on this house. It's now how much under should I ask. Rarely do I see a house go for over asking. It's rare. Some of these elite little Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills type cities, maybe if you priced right. It all comes down to price. Everything has to be priced right. When I come on the market with a property, I always come on the lower end of its value range, get as many people over to that property, stimulate some urgency there, and try to pull an offer out of somebody. But if you come on the upper end of the market with your property, you're probably going to get no offers. And if you do, it's probably not going to be an over asking price offer. I can almost promise you that every piece of real estate is different in final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding inflation is now a runaway train in a risen interest rate environment. It's a two-headed pull up and strap in. Read between the lines. Look between the cracks. Stay centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will continue to sharpen iron, but we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. If you're seeing for sale signs pop up on your street, if you're seeing garage sales pop up, if you're seeing the flea market start to explode or pop up in your city, these are warning signs. Heed to them. Start to basically insulate ourselves the best of our ability. Save your cash for the crash. Save it for a rainy day. Save it for whatever you need to save it. Only the strong will survive what's potentially right around the corner. It's better to be prepared for something and have it not happen than have something happen and not be prepared. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. And if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.